Hi, welcome back to Lakes and Storms. My name is Sam. This is Josh here. And today we're going to be talking about the Houston Rockets offseason as a continuation of this ongoing series we've started. Um, Houston Rockets, bottom feeder team, but they had a really great offseason, something definitely very interesting. Why don't you lead us off, Josh? Tell us a little bit about those deals.
Yeah, I mean they got Fred, they signed Dylan to way more money than anyone else was gonna sign him. They got a couple of guys around the edges. To be honest, I'm really not high at all on this. I think they had a great draft. I do like Fred, but I just, they got their new coach and everything like that. I really don't think this is a good team at all. And I'm
Well,
like,
they're
part of
young,
me
dude. Like they're not supposed to be good,
No, I
but
know, but like all I've been hearing all offseason is like, especially even before the season, all Houston fans were like, "Oh, we're gonna sign new guys, we're gonna compete next year, and we're gonna be in the plane, we're gonna be this, we're gonna be that." And like I just think that they have talent, but how many wins is Fred really gonna add? How great is Amen gonna be at the beginning? How much is Alperen gonna get better?
well, come on.
Jabari's
Y-
blowing up in the summer league, but
Dude, you got to frame your expectations. This is literally like the worst team in the Western Conference last year. Like like this is a great offseason for them and that they're going to go from like 15 to like 12, which is fine.
no,
Like you're not going to expect them to make a big jump. I kind of I'm on the flip side. Like I think this is a great starting point for them to start competing. And when I say competing, like I'm not necessarily saying that they're going to be fighting for the 10 seed, but like they're not going to be shutting down, like they're not going to be trying to lose, right? Like
yeah,
in the
yeah,
past
yeah.
few years.
Well, I mean, that's like I say, yeah, but at the same time, they're not gonna try to lose, but are they gonna win? Like, are they really gonna win? Bringing in Udoka, bringing in Jeff Green, Landell, Fred, Brooks.
You don't think
You know,
Udoka is like, I think that is probably like the most important part of their offseason.
no, I like other like take everything, all that other other junk away. I think Udoka is a great coach. I just don't like. I don't see this team being not a lottery team next year. Plus, I like. Okay, maybe this is my bias. The Thunder have their top four protected pick next year. So if it lands anywhere like 5 through 30, then the Thunder get their pick. So part of me wants them to be crappy, but just crappy enough where they're like the eighth overall pick. So maybe that's my own bias talking, but just I'm just looking at the roster and I don't who's gonna be their guy? Jalen Green,
Well, yeah.
Fred.
What do you
Who's
mean? It's
who's
of
the guy
course
that
it's
really
Jalen
propels
Green.
them?
Of course it's
I
Jalen Green.
I just don't see like this massive jump for him next year. I think it's gonna be similar to what he did the past few years.
Well, I don't think it has to be a massive jump for him alone, but like this is a team of young players. So everybody takes like a small jump and like this the sum of the parts is greater than what the parts are. So like I think like yeah, I, like something I was thinking about is like okay, I see what you mean where they're not going to be competitive this year in terms of like playoffs at all. But I do think it's like the good like launching off point where it's like okay, you have Brooks and Fred VanVleet to kind of be your locker room leaders for like the next 3 to 4 years. And I think, yeah, like maybe not this year, but next year, they're competing and making some noise going for the 8 seed, stealing a game from somebody in the playoffs or something. I really like Jalen Green's game. Like, God, he's cooked the Lakers so many times since he's already been in the league. But I think like Amen, I'm expecting to be a
I'm
star
it's
earlier
it's
rather
hard
than later. Um,
it's hard because like from the way I'm making it sound is like I hate all their players when I don't. Like a lot of these players I love. It's just like when you watch last year the dumpster fire that they had, and I know they have a new coach, like it's supposed to be a new culture and all this stuff, but same GM, same owner. Like for the past 2 years, Houston, like anything that can go wrong has went wrong for them. So, and all for the past 5 months, all I've heard, Houston's gonna be so much better this year. Houston's gonna get James Harden, and they're gonna get Brooke Lopez, and then they're gonna start competing, and they're gonna be this, and they're gonna be that, and I just don't see it at all.
Well, yeah,
And
they didn't
that's
get those
why,
guys. Like, what do you mean? Like, why are you
no,
putting
but
that
they,
expectation on them just for
I
people
still hear it.
speculating?
No, no, I still hear it. People talk about bringing in Fred and Brooks, and they're talking about this team is going to be a top 6 seed. Have you not been hearing
Okay,
this?
well, that's not the no, I've not. That's
Okay,
not the expectation. Like, my expectation is for them to be a 12 seed next year. So yeah, I think this is a great offseason. Obviously, if this is like, oh my God, like this team is not going to win the championship next year. This is a
no,
total fail of an
but
offseason.
that's what's coming down from the top. The top is they want to compete now. That's what they're telling. That's what the owner's telling the GM, and that's what the GM's telling the coach. They want to compete next year.
Well, yeah,
Do I
what are you
think
supposed to
that?
say? I want you guys to be a 12 seed next year. Like, no,
Well,
yeah,
no,
obviously you're going to tell them to
I'm
like reach for the stars.
no, I get that, but I'm saying when you have a rebuilding team, you don't go, okay, we've been rebuilding for like 3 years now. Okay, like next year, this is the year for us to be in the playoffs. This is like I understand what you're saying. Like each year you want to get better, but since they haven't had any growth in the past 3 years, I think it's gonna be hard for them to make one summer jump into a competing team. Do I think that they got better? Yes. Do I think that they're going to be what their ownership expects them to be? No. Do I think that Houston fans expect them to be this amazing team? No. Do I think that they're interesting? Do I think that they brought in these interesting guys? Yes.
Like, I don't know. For what I see for this team, I think they won 22 games last year. I'm not sure if that's right, but like I could see him getting to like 30, like 32, like kind of in the range where like the Magic were in the Eastern Conference last year, where it's like, yeah, they're still bad. They're still at the bottom of the conference, and like it's not particularly exciting. Well, I do think this team will be exciting, but like I don't know. I think this is a good offseason for them, and I think that this is gonna be some growth. Like Ime is gonna you know, discipline these guys a little more than before. Like they literally had no locker room veteran presence before, other than like
Yeah,
what
they
John
asked Aaron
Wall.
Gordon they asked Aaron Gordon in the middle of the year what growth he's seen from the team, and he said none.
Oh, Eric
In the
Gordon.
middle of the season, Eric Gordon, they asked him,
Uh-huh.
what growth have you seen from this team? Eric Gordon, who's been there for like 6 years at the time, like he's supposed to be one of their locker room leaders, and responds none and just walks away. Like I feel
Yeah.
like that just describes everything in Houston. I just like I don't know. Maybe it's just because like it's my own like Houston animosity coming out, but I am so low on their expectations. But it sounds like we're like similar.
Well,
Like
I
we're
don't know.
both in the
Like you,
same
I feel
boat.
like you view their expectations as different. Like,
That's what I heard.
but
I
like
flip it
when
on
I'm
and
doing these, like I'm not basing it on what other people are thinking of these teams. Like this is like my own expectations. Like, yeah, like for you know, for taking a next step from tanking to starting to play as like a cohesive unit, like yeah, I think this is pretty good, like for what you could have asked them, given where they started at the start of the offseason.
yeah. No, I hear you.
Agree
I
to
don't know. I kind of
disagree.
yeah. I came in guns blazing.
Yeah,
Houston pisses me off, so and I
whatever.
just want that pick to
Bad
be really
sports
good.
analyst. No.
I just want that pick to be good, and I just I've heard way too much jabber from their side, so.
All
But
right.
maybe I'm listening to the wrong people. Maybe I'm completely wrong, and this team's gonna win 60 games, and we're gonna have a new champion in the West.
What? That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Um, you have anything else you wanna end on?
No, other than I hope they lose a lot of games, but other than that, go Houston.
All right. Let us know who's right, me or Josh. Yeah, we will be back for the conclusion of this series in a few days. Thanks for
Have a
listening.
good one.